Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of Pedigree, a professional wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Ray, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Jimmy.
What's going on, man? I'm ready to rock and roll today. This music gets me hyped.
Gets you pumping. Gets you pumping.
Makes me want to say, yeah!
Yeah! Well, guys, we have an amazing show for you today. Like always, we'll go over the news and rumors, going over the pro wrestling world, and we're going to talk a little brief recap on Raw and a little bit of SmackDown. And at the end, we're gonna talk about some wrestling terms that everyone needs to know. So we're gonna put Jimmy to the test to see if he's familiar.
Because I need to know them, so I'll be learning them.
Yeah, there's a lot, Jimmy. So I only picked, I would say a few, but I actually picked a lot of them. So we'll get into that for sure. But let's start off hot, Jimmy, with the rumors and news around the pro wrestling world.
You know I don't know most of them, so hit me with them.
The first one, Jimmy, which is probably the most important one, is that Amazon Prime Video is the front runner to hold the rights for Raw so far once the contract expires with the USA. So they're currently the front runners. I don't know if it's like a bidding situation or what that looks like, but so far Amazon looks like they're trying to get into the wrestling business. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
I mean,
do you want to watch Raw on Amazon Prime?
I have no problem with that. I watch Prime on my phone and everything, so that actually works pretty good for me. I mean, most people have Prime, but I know there will be some people that are a little upset because they don't have. They have to sign up for a new streaming service because they don't have. But I mean, there's more benefits than just watching TV with Prime. You know, there's the Amazon shipping benefits and all kinds of benefits. So yeah.
I don't know, man. It's gonna feel weird not seeing it like on network television.
Yeah, how long has it been on USA? Forever and a day, right?
Yeah. Well, it was on.
When it was on, what was it on?
It was on. I remember Monday Night Wars, right? Monday Night Raw back in the day. It was on USA, right?
It bounced back and forth once, right? Like
it was on USA, and then at the time SmackDown was on the CW or UPN at the time, right? And then Raw went to Spike TV, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's wild.
Does that sound right?
I can't say for sure, but I remember they bounced away from USA and then back to USA. I do remember that.
Yeah, then they went back to the USA Network, which Spike TV, which I think that was like the Ruthless Aggression era.
Right.
Which that was the period to where I was kind of, tuned out. That was my like late high school, early college years.
Right. I probably was too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just a different world right now. Streaming. I mean, I not off topic, a little bit off topic, but there's a lot of controversy right now over the NFL game that is going to be only streamed on Peacock. A lot of people are upset.
It's a playoff game, right?
It's a playoff game between the Chiefs. Who are the Chiefs playing?
And the Dolphins.
And that's one of the best games. If not the best game of the weekend. And you have to have a Peacock subscription to watch it. And so,
which I do,
yeah,
and Jimmy will after this,
yeah. So it's interesting.
Is it Peacock or Amazon?
No, it's Peacock.
It's Peacock for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I was just watching on ESPN about it. Yeah, there.
Okay.
So a lot of people are upset about that, and that's a newer streaming service. Mm-hmm. Prime Video's been around forever. Again, I actually think it's one of the better ones. It's not very expensive, and I have it for shipping. Shipping. I have Prime, so I get my Amazon orders quicker. Oh, and then by the way, you get the streaming service. So for me,
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. But what do you think about the new? I guess this is the new. I mean, I would have figured they would have went to maybe Peacock because they're already showing the premium live events on Peacock. But I guess if Amazon wants to pay more money,
money. Yeah, if it's like you said, if it's a bidding type thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not confirmed yet though. But it looks like they're the front runners. What's going on right
Mm-hmm.
now?
Yeah, they're the front runners.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
the
know.
front runner.
I think that I like for me it works. I do understand there'll be some people that don't like it because they have their cable and that's all they have and they're just
Mm-hmm.
used to watching it on USA and they don't have streaming services. So, and not just streaming services, some people don't have the like I have a Fire Stick. Some people don't have the equipment to
I mean, some
I
of the
know it sounds
TVs are already. I mean, if you
smart
don't by
TVs.
now, man, like you're you're really
Some
living in the
people
ice
don't,
age.
man. I'm telling you, some people. I know some people.
Really?
Oh yeah,
But so, like, you still got to get like a TV box to
yeah. But
watch
if you
cable, unless you don't have cable.
no, you can. You can just get a digital antenna and you can
Yeah.
get regular TV,
Mm-hmm.
and so you don't have to have and you
Anything.
don't have to have cable. You don't have to have any streaming services. So, but then again, that person wasn't watching it on USA if they didn't. If they had,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're watching SmackDown because it's on Fox.
Fox, exactly.
Yeah.
You said yeah. Like I said, I wasn't there that long ago. Although I did have Amazon streaming though, so
Mm-hmm.
I was.
I mean, in WWE, I would want my product to be on network television just for that reason.
yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
The world's
Unless
changing, man.
you think it's changing that much.
Streaming. Streaming is kind of. I mean, everybody, whether we like it or not. My brother told me a joke recently. He's like, "Don't you wish there was like just like this one company that could come together and bring all these streaming services together to where we just have one streaming service?" He's like, "Yeah, that was called cable, and now we're slowly going away from that."
Yeah.
So where it's all
It's
about
all a la
I
carte.
don't even have cable anymore. I have YouTube TV and I have some
Yeah.
streaming services, and that's it.
Yeah, that's me. That's me all day.
So
You know,
kind of
one of the
insane.
things that the whole like writers actor strike was AI, and the whole thing was that in the future that like for example, Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Bruce Willis has already sold his rights to his likeness for in the future. So I read an article to where in the future, Jimmy, you are going to be able to pay for a streaming service for your favorite actor. And then AI will compile a movie based on what you want the actor to be doing in that movie.
What?
So AI will
You
create
think I'm
a
gonna be
movie
around
for
that
you,
long?
huh? Dude, I mean, you never know. So it's like if Jimmy wants to watch Leonardo DiCaprio in a romantic comedy with
You nailed it. Like that's what I want.
with Uma Thurman,
No.
and you pay for those subscriptions, then AI will generate that story and then feed it to you.
That's weird.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that's
AI.
why,
AI is doing some crazy. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Did you see the movie The Creator?
no.
It's on Hulu?
I don't have Hulu.
No? Okay.
I don't have all the stream. I don't have all of them.
Between my sisters and I, we all kind of like share streaming services, except for Netflix. Darn it, Netflix! Netflix put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but hopefully Amazon will put the kibosh on, because I feel like that will be cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, streaming is kind of the thing, the fad right now. We'll see how long it lasts, and the big thing is with money talks when it comes to
I hope it just gets offered and you don't have to pay anything extra, because sometimes they do that.
Yeah, I hope not. Amazon's been pretty good about that, but they I don't know, Amazon's different. Yeah, like you can have your HBO Max connected to your Amazon and stuff like that, right? So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Jimmy, for the next topic for news and rumors, if we remember that, and this kind of goes hand in hand to what we're going to be talking about on Monday Night Raw, but Monday night, last Friday, was it Friday or was it Monday? When did The Rock come out? Was he Monday? Was it Monday?
It was
Last
on
Monday?
a week ago from
A week ago.
Yeah.
And the person that completely got manhandled was our boy Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
Which this Monday he's getting a championship match against Seth Rollins.
The champion. What did you call Seth Rollins? He actually wrestles
the fighting champion.
Champion. There you go. I don't even know. I forgot because he's the only one that does it.
Exactly. So Tony Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and AEW, someone needs to take his phone away, Jimmy, because he was criticizing the WWE's booking on Jinder Mahal, saying that he's only won one match this whole year. And he was, mouthing off on Twitter, and he was saying that they were giving him grief because their wrestler Hook, was getting a title match against Samoa Joe, which is currently the champion, and everyone's criticizing him. But when WWE puts a one-win person, and all of a sudden he's getting a championship match, no one's criticizing that. And there was a back and forth with a bunch of other people in there, and but this is Hook. I know that we brought up Hook last week, and this is Taz's son. But this is what he looks like, Hook. So he's getting a championship match against.
Character or what?
He's like a Gen Z, kind of like too cool for school.
Oh boy,
and I think that's the criticism, because he doesn't look like. Like, what are your initial thoughts? You don't know who Hook is, right?
I don't.
Okay, what are your initial thoughts of Hook?
My initial thoughts are, I never thought the day would come where I feel like, that old person is like, like, look at that hair. Like that hair. But no, joking aside, like, that's the same hair. My boys are just like, my youngest is just out of high school not too long ago.
Uh-huh.
And all the kids at the high school have that exact same hair. So it just seems really, this is going to sound out, it has a very immature feel to it. So just to me, because of what I've recently seen, like, you grow up and you grow out of that hair, or you become like, again, it looks like someone have an anime character book, like that hair that's all forward and covering the eyes.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. Which is like very Dragon Ball Z like.
I'm just telling you, like, I have a 19-year-old son that.
Look at this, like right here. That's right on the money, Jimmy.
Yep, there's the. He just cut his hair from that way, but in high school, and all his friends in high school had that exact, and my nephew. They all have that exact same hairdo. And so it reminds me of that. It has for me, it has like an immature feel to it.
Okay.
Is that awful?
No. I mean, do you think that this guy deserves a championship match against Samoa Joe?
Against Samoa? I don't know. I don't know. Do you?
I mean, the guy he's red hot.
Okay.
As
and he's in AEW?
He's an AEW. Taz's son. You remember Taz, right? Yeah, he is one of the announcers.
Yeah.
On AEW. But Samoa Joe, he is the champ. Right. He beat, but Hook versus Samoa Joe.
Let's do it.
A lot of criticism.
I have no problem with the youngster versus the veteran. I mean, Samoa Joe's been around forever. You got a youngster versus going a veteran. Yeah, I'm not against that.
Okay. But he was getting a lot of criticism because of the Jinder Mahal.
I don't know Jinder Mahal's story. So, like, why don't
Maharaja?
Why would the bookers, why would they bring him back and give him a title shot right away? Like, why do you think they would do that, right? Like, I don't understand why either. I'm being honest. Like, there's a lot of other guys that should get that shot.
It's true. And I think, he's getting the shot Um, I'm just trying to.
I
He's just
mean,
getting. I
yeah, I
think
don't
he's
know.
getting the shot because of what he did for The Rock.
What
You
did he
know,
do?
like he went
Oh,
out there and he
yeah, he
did
was
what he was
willing.
supposed to do. You
Oh,
know, he
so
didn't. You know, like it was
you're
like,
saying,
hey,
hey, they came to him. We need somebody to like. We have this idea. It was maybe like a last second thing. Like, hey, we have
mhm,
this idea since everybody's thinking it's going to be The Rock. We need just somebody to come out here and just kind of be like the prank on the crowd.
yeah,
If you're willing to be the prank, the joke, we'll give you a title shot, a title match.
yeah. And I
Okay.
think they did better than expected. And so, I mean, but look at this man is he was
Yeah.
a champion. He
Right.
he held the championship, and
He's a good heel for sure.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
the company
he
needs more heels.
he represents like an old school style heel, like
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Anti-America,
exactly, and
the foreigner.
yep. So
Yeah,
and he's good on the mic. So yeah, I don't know, but I could see like if you're talking behind the scenes stuff, maybe that's a deal they made.
like hey, do this for us, and we'll give you a title shot.
Yep.
That's so like he's not like a jobber. You just go get in there and get buried,
Right.
and then what do you know you're like done for.
Now, do we see him staying on one of the active rosters, or is this like a one-time thing? Like, is
I
he
mean, I
back?
hope so because again, they need more heels.
Yeah.
So it would be good to have him at least, wrestling in the house shows or,
Right.
competing for the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title against
Yep.
Gunther.
Yeah. I mean, he's like you said, he looks the part. He's good on the mic. I don't. How old is he? Is he
He's
really old?
older. Yeah, because this was his second stint with the WWE because he was in the I don't know if you remember, but he was in a weird gimmick where he was in a rock band with Drew McIntyre. You remember? And Heath Slater. Do you remember that?
I don't know about that. I
Oh,
don't.
dude.
I'm being honest. Like, I don't know why I don't know him. Like, how long
Yeah,
ago was
because you
he?
would. It's been a minute.
Probably
Oh,
when I didn't have cable, and I
probably. Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
watching.
Gosh,
Okay.
let me see if I can pull something up when.
So I
I
just
can't
saw him with
remember
the
the name
great
of the band.
Khali. Was he?
Well, they're both Indian.
Yeah. Were they like any? Was they part of a group together? Were they tag team or anything like that?
No,
They
no.
just, okay. I got you.
Yeah. So, um,
Interesting. Yeah, he's
let
a
me.
yeah. Again, so like this is what I because I sometimes get uncomfortable with my lack of knowledge in in wrestling right now.
Uh huh.
But
Well, this
that's
is.
raw. That's my like raw. First time ever seeing this guy reaction is okay. He's built. He's strong. He's buff.
Mm-hmm.
He's already. I can tell he'd be a really good heel. He has like that feel. Even though they mock the Iron Sheik, he is like a modern day Iron Sheik
Yes.
type feel, and he's good on the mic, and you would love to hate him, right?
This is a 3-man band.
Wow,
That's Drew McIntyre on the left.
that's wild. Because now you know what's wild. What just happened? I remember Drew McIntyre back then, and man, has he put in some
Dude,
work?
night and day.
Yeah,
Both of them.
right. That's wild. Yep.
Like you go from being like legit a joke
Yeah.
comedy
I
act.
remember this. Who's the guy in the middle? What
Heath Slater.
he?
He's no
Oh,
longer with the company.
I remember Heath Slater. Okay, this now that's why I don't remember because they don't look the same. They look completely different.
Yeah, man.
That's wild. I remember that. Holy smokes, they're different people now.
It's
How
funny
did
how
that
you
happen?
like can sometimes you need to go away and come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Drew McIntyre. That's
Bro.
insane how much he changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I
Yeah,
think maybe there's something like that happened to where you do this for us, we'll do this for you. And he is like again, he was a title holder.
no spoilers because we don't know. But does he win this match? Does he even have a chance to
No,
win?
there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way you're beating Seth.
I don't think so either.
But then who's gonna wrestle Seth on at the Rumble?
man?
He still doesn't have a match.
Who's
So
not?
maybe
Go ahead, sir.
maybe there'll be a disqualification, and then they'll actually have the big match at Rumble. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who? I mean, the first one that comes to mind is CM Punk in the Rumble, right?
He's in the Rumble, but on Monday it looks like it's going to be him and Drew at the Rumble. Because, like legit, Drew, when CM Punk was announced that he came back, stormed out of the building because he was like legit stormed out of the building because he didn't want him there.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, and they like again, I see a lot of stuff on TikTok, people like breaking down what happened between McIntyre and like they were like, are they? That's a term that might be at the end, like because they were like letting them kind of like go off script, like this is real trash talk, like they're not holding back punches, and like this might be real what they're saying, like this isn't just an act. There was a term the guy on TikTok was using, and I forget it, but it meant like that's what it meant. Like they're going
off script.
Yeah, going a little off script and kind of. I mean, they were saying some stuff, man. I think we're talking about that a little bit later, but yeah, I don't know who Rollins would wrestle because again, I can't think. How often does someone participate in the Rumble and then have a single match in the?
I mean, they could, yeah. Right. But
I don't know.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
What's Damian Priest doing these days? Is he in the Rumble?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Did he cash it in at the Rumble?
They've announced, and I know that in a couple episodes ago, we alluded to the big announcement that Triple H was going to have the next day. And his announcement was that Becky Lynch and somebody else was going to be in the Rumble. That was the big announcement.
Yeah. I'm going to predict right now, though, that Damian Priest tries to cash in whoever Rollins wrestles. I think Damian
Priest, the Rumble?
At the Rumble, yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of the Rumble, Jimmy, there are 3 names that are most likely leaked to be participants in the Rumble that are currently not wrestling.
So
we've heard
spoiler warning, right?
We've heard two of the names, but we just don't know for sure, right?
Yeah.
So the first one, of course, is Naomi Fatu. Again, chances are that she's coming back to the WWE and then making her entrance at the Royal Rumble. So again, a former women's champion in WWE, current Knockouts division champion in TNA. So,
gotcha.
So she could be one of the participants in the Royal Rumble. Another one that we alluded to when we went over the lead card is Sean Whitman, a.k.a. X-Pac.
Man.
What do you think about that?
The 1, 2, 3 kid. Come on, man.
The 1, 2, 3 kid.
Yeah, he's fun. I mean, can he still wrestle? I don't know. I haven't seen him wrestle in a while. He's old. I mean, he's old, and he was never big. Yeah,
if he's there, Jimmy, if I don't get a Bronco Buster, at least I'm gonna be disappointed. I gotta see at least one Bronco Buster in the corner.
Yeah, I mean it'll be fun. I wonder what music he'll come out to. Like,
DX or
yeah.
That's what we'll see. We'll see. And the last person, Jimmy, that is rumored to be in the Royal Rumble is Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has been injured. And so former women's champion. She is on the roster, but she was injured. Here, this is her and MJF at the premiere of Iron Claw. Rumors are that they are dating.
Oh, hey, I would guess that by that picture.
So, former women's champion, and I guess Cheesehead fan.
Oh boy! All right. Well, let's not get carried away now.
So, Liv Morgan. Are you a fan of Liv Morgan? Are you aware of Liv Morgan?
I'm not aware of Liv Morgan.
Okay. So, Liv Morgan was in a group called the Riot Squad back in the day. These are the 3 members of the Riot Squad.
Okay. It's Ruby Soho. I see Ruby Soho in there.
At the time, Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan, and then Sarah, I forget her other name, but she's now part of the, she's still on WWE. She's like the weird, like Viking woman person.
That's Valhalla.
Yes. So
yeah. All right.
And Liv Morgan was kind of like the person at the time that wasn't really green, and she's the one that out of those 2 was the only title holder as of right now. So
Liv Morgan, yeah, not 100%.
Her on the she was on the Chucky show.
The Chucky show.
You remember the show Chucky on is it USA or TNT?
I don't know Chucky.
They did the show Chucky.
Oh, I didn't know he did a show.
There was a show. They did a show, Chucky.
I've never seen Chucky. I've seen the
You've
movie.
never seen the show?
No.
Oh, dude. So she gets murdered in the show.
Awesome. Chucky killed her?
Yeah.
Yes.
They might not show. Yeah, see? Oh. They blur it out.
Murder right there. I've never seen the show. That's wild.
You've never seen the show?
No, I didn't know there was a show.
Yeah, there's a Chucky show. It's on like TNT or USA.
Huh? It's on. How long ago was it on?
I mean, it usually comes on in like. I mean, it was recently on.
Man, no. I'm at to do some research now.
Yeah, I mean, they're on like season 3, I think.
What? All right. So she's coming back. So again, I feel like there's injuries that have happened.
It's on Peacock if you want to see it.
There we go. There's your answer.
We got you. I got you, son. Yeah, you can watch it on Peacock.
Interesting. That's funny. That is funny.
It's not bad.
All right, I'll check it out. I mean,
yeah,
my wife loves all the horror stuff, so she would like to watch
USA and Sci-Fi.
Okay. Huh.
And it's like set in like current time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but she was on, she's kind of like is crossing over and like getting like small acting roles and stuff that.
She's gonna be big time.
Exactly. So yeah, man. So those are the 3 really highly rumored participants in the Royal Rumble at the end of the month. So
yeah, I've heard X-Pac a couple times though, so I imagine he'll be there.
Yeah.
Which will be fun.
So, Jimmy, let's talk about a small recap of Raw, and I do want to talk about SmackDown just a little bit.
Yeah.
The main event.
There was some big news because we got to talk about SmackDown. Some big news.
Some main event. So there was the main event was Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles. So at the end, ended up just being a DQ. And the commissioner said, you know what? Let's have a fatal 4-way at the Royal Rumble.
Because of your actions. I think he said you just bought yourself.
Yep.
Right? Is that what he said?
Yep.
Or he said it to Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
He said your client just bought himself a fatal 4-way. Right there, yep.
At the Royal Rumble.
How did it happen again? Who got
involved? Just the bloodline came out and started beating up on everybody.
Just started beating everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there was no winner. And so
because the winner was supposed to wrestle Roman Reigns.
Correct. At the Royal Rumble.
Now there's a fatal 4-way
at the Royal Rumble. Which is crazy, Jimmy, because he doesn't have to get pinned to lose.
Yeah, like any of it, like Randy Orton could pin AJ Styles and Randy Orton wins the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's fun as a wrestling fan. I like that. It's exciting. But I just hope you know how I feel. I want someone else to land the pinfall. I do not want Roman Reigns pinning anybody in that match. But
Okay.
that's how I feel.
Let me ask you this question, Jimmy. Who's the person getting pinned? Because if they get pinned, it's going to be, they'll take a little momentum because LA Knight's red hot. Randy Orton's red hot right now.
AJ
Styles, he'll get pinned.
I mean, so did Randy Orton, but I think AJ Styles will be the one that gets pinned.
Okay.
But man, does Randy Orton get it done is my question. Because LA Knight had his shot. I don't think he had the match with Roman Reigns. Right? Just recently.
The main event. The Royal Rumble main event, Randy Orton versus Roman. That's gonna sell. I feel like that's the best main event. And what are your thoughts?
So do you? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, I think would be the best.
The marquee match.
Yeah, it's all like, what do I want compared to what I think? Because it's so hard. They're doing a good job of making me think what's going to happen. Because does Randy Orton win the belt and then Roman gets a chance to get his title back 1-on-1, right? Like that feels like the most probable scenario that would make the most sense. Because then if Roman Reigns wins the Fatal 4-Way, they got to figure out a way to have one of these guys take him on a WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
It's tough.
Yeah, I want to see Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. Yeah, but how we get there and who wins at the Rumble? Yeah, it'll be a fun match. I think it's gonna be a fun match. I think
it's gonna be really
AJ
fun.
Styles adds a lot of fun to that match. I don't think he has a chance of winning. I think he's the one that gets pinned. But man, his wrestling style adds a lot of fun. AJ Styles' wrestling style, I already can tell like it's going to add a lot of fun to that match.
I think because it's a Fatal 4-Way match, there's no disqualifications.
Yeah.
So something's going to happen to where maybe the Bloodline will come out, do the same thing, and then beat up on a certain person, and then get the pinfall. So even if it doesn't necessarily make them look, they're winning dirty, and they're not winning like clean.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense.
So yeah. So that was a little exciting.
Yeah, that was. I was like, oh, okay. So
yeah,
whatever that little leaked paper didn't have a Fatal 4-Way on it.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But it did have Randy, and did it have Randy?
I think it had Randy and Roman Reigns. I think so. Yeah,
I think so too. So let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw starts off with Drew McIntyre giving a promo, and then the CM Punk comes out. Starts off that feud.
I just want to real quick. This is the Drew McIntyre I want to see more of. I don't want him carrying a sword. Wear a kilt, fine, whatever. Get rid of the sword. Get rid of the whole, warrior. What is it, like a Scottish warrior? Like, I get that that's his heritage, but man, I want to see, I just want to see him
in some blue jeans, in some Wranglers.
Not not so much of that character. The sword. I think the sword more than anything bothers me. Like, I don't get why he has to bring the sword, like a freaking
Excalibur,
a claymore size. Like they call that like a claymore size sword. What's happening? Like, are you gonna go in there and start murdering people? Like,
I think it's for the kids too, Jimmy.
Yeah,
it's like larger than life. Yeah. I get it. It's corny, but it's like it's it's his gimmick. Hey, we can put him back in the band, Jimmy, if you want to.
No. What he did, and the angry, like raw, like just this is me pulling back everything and I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. Like that's what I liked. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's not like a gimmick. It's like let's give him the mic and let's let him just
Let's
talk
see what
smack.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. Hopefully this match will culminate at Royal Rumble. You know, that would be a really good. I'm excited for that match.
Yeah, so but then if that match happens at Royal Rumble, then we don't have then like you said, who's Seth Rollins wrestle, right? Because
Yeah,
these guys
true.
would be two guys that I would consider for the, especially CM
And then
Punk.
Punk's entering the Rumble.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So next up we have Finn versus Ciampa, which is okay.
Yeah,
It was a good match. I don't think anybody really cares about Ciampa too much.
right.
He's in DIY with Johnny
DR.
Gargano, and that they were a tag team back in NXT. Ciampa's character in NXT was way better, and I think they need to. I don't know. They need to fix his character. What are your thoughts on Ciampa?
The fact that I don't know a lot about him basically sums it up. Like I
Yep.
know he's in the DIY, and that's about it. I mean,
Yeah.
not thrilled by him at all. So yeah,
There you go. So that's clearly they need to fix
yeah.
whatever their
There's a
character.
lot of those, man, but that's how wrestling is. There's a lot of those guys that are just kind of you can
Mid
just tell like
Carters.
the characters need to be.
Speaking of characters, Jimmy, one of the best characters, Kofi Kingston, had a match with gosh, what's his face? What's his name?
Who?
The guy
Oh,
from Imperium,
Kaiser.
Kaiser,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Sorry.
then goes nuts at the end and starts beating up on Kofi.
This is coming off of the injury to
Correct, to his
um
partner.
what's
He
his
had
part?
he had a backstage interview saying that he took my partner's head off, and now
Yeah, Vinci,
I
right?
decided,
Vinci.
I decided to take his. So I'm really excited for this feud, Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Kofi Kingston, the veteran. The long time. I mean, he's been a champion and everything.
Yeah.
And I think Kaiser, I think he has a future as a good heel. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if he needs to like bulk up more or something, but like he's got that. He plays that arrogant, like pompous
Yes.
guy so well, and he like you just want to hate him. And again, I like characters that get an emotion out of me, like make me not like them. That means they're doing a good job. And
That's
when
what
he
I tell
walks around
my
there,
wife. Every time Dominic Mysterio comes on the TV, she's like, "Ah, I just hate him."
he's doing a
It's
good
like,
job.
she's like just cringes. I'm like, "You're supposed to hate him. That means
Oh my God.
he's doing
When
his
Kaiser
job."
walks around with his hand behind his back and he's just kind of, I'm like, oh, yeah. So I like him as a heel. I think having him have matches with that veteran, I think that's a good like little
That's a
boost for
good.
him.
I agree. I agree. I wonder if that just happened by accident. Like the whole his partner getting knocked out, and then the riders just being like, "Hey, let's roll with this."
Opportunists, they're opportunists.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saw an opportunity. It sucks that somebody got hurt. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's okay, but they're like, this is an opportunity to give, you know, if they can't wrestle as a tag team for a little bit, we can give Kaiser a little boost. Yeah.
Correct. So Michael Cole comes out and has an interview with Nia Jax.
I missed this.
Yeah. So Nia Jax had a great promo, still calling out Becky Lynch, and then gets interrupted by Rhea Ripley.
Oh man, I saw the end. So I did see the end of it. Then they kind
Yeah.
of
So it looks like again, Jimmy, building up Nia enough to have an opponent for Rhea Ripley. We do technically, as of right now, Rhea is still a heel. I think eventually she's going to turn face because the crowd just went nuts when she came out.
Yeah, she has to. Yeah, she's just so popular. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And Nia is definitely a heel.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Nobody likes.
question. Yeah,
Nobody likes her.
she's good at it too, and she's definitely so. It's one of those interesting matches where like if you ask me right off the bat who's the heel in this match, I say Nia Jax every single, like, she's the heel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a
Should
good
be an
match.
interesting match. I'm looking forward to it. The
Like I
card,
said,
Royal Rumble's
Nia
card
Jackson,
is stacking up.
she impresses me with the way she wrestles out, older in her size. Like, she ain't afraid to throw her body around. It's wild.
Yeah. So next matchup, we had a rematch of the Women's Tag Team Championship. Again, I don't know the name of this tag team, but they went again Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. And there was some confusion to where Piper smashes Chelsea, and then the other team takes advantage of that and
Their
retains.
finisher is wicked.
Yeah.
Have you seen where, like, she does
what is it called? I can't remember.
She does a handstand on the other girl's hand and then, like, twists in the air. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, they just, like, showed up and then they're the champions and then they're winning matches, like, just like out of nowhere almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of this tag team, but it is what it is. Hopefully they can figure it out. But next up, your boy JD, JD versus The Miz.
Yeah, The Miz. But man, we have to talk about R-Truth's little, like,
his video,
his little video of him and how
I'm making sure there's no pictures of it. If not, we can just go ahead and talk about it. And I think let's talk about it.
That video of him talking about how he knew the day he was born he was gonna be a member.
So funny,
dude. I was dying, and when I text you right when he said Tom and Nick Mysterio.
He's like, I've never even met Nick.
When he said that, I was like, that's one of the best. Tom and Nick. He's like, I knew I was going to be a part of the Judgment Day. The day when that doctor picked me up and held me in his arms, I knew. Oh, and then they had, like, all these, like, him or him cut and pasted into these pictures. Oh, I was again. Sonia's watching with me because she's, like, there watching. And she's like, this is so stupid, but it's so funny. Like,
it's so funny. It's so
R-Truth is slowly becoming, like, one of my favorites because it's genius. Like, and, like, TikTok shows me some of the older stuff where he's like he's like talking about being in the or being in a fatal 4-way with some guys, and he's like, Truth, you're not even in the match, and he's like,
oh.
Well, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah. That was against Roman. Roman told him, it's like, Truth, you're not even in this match.
He's all he's like, whatever. He's on Cleveland. That's my bad. That's my fault.
He's hilarious.
He's so funny, man.
You know, they had R-Truth and The Miz had a tag team back in the day called the Awesome Truth.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's why they were talking a little bit about how because they just recently teamed up too. Yeah, I mean, we all know I don't like. There's just some. This isn't like him doing a good job. I don't like JD McDonough. I just don't like JD.
You just don't
he's not doing it. He's doing a terrible job, and that's why I don't like him.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So okay, match. You know, the Miz goes over, and then we have Seth cutting a promo and gets interrupted by Jinder, and so they're gonna have a match next Monday night for the title. So that should be interesting to see what goes there. And we've talked a little, we briefly talked about this earlier in the show. So
where they're going with that, I don't know.
I don't know either. But what about this big man match right here? A lot of meat slapping on this match. I mean, Otis versus what's the other guy's name?
Oh, dang it. Otis versus
the Viking Raider. Can't remember his name.
The guy from I can't think of it right now. Yeah, that was. I mean, it's fun again to see guys my size,
bro,
doing this stuff.
Shooting star press.
Ridiculous. So I'm gonna go like. So just recently, my wife's car had a problem with the axle, and I had to get down on the ground to try to look under the car and look at the axle. And by the time I finally got back on my feet after getting on I was like, oh, my back, my hip, my knee, and these guys are flying off the top rope. Like, I'm just like, how in the world? How in the world?
Athletes, baby.
And they're both, man, they're both really really good athletes. It's insane.
Mm,
A lot of
yeah.
strength there. That's what it is. I mean, that's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like deceptive country, like that country strength is
Yeah.
what it feels like a farm boy that like is big and just
Oh yeah.
strong. I know they're not farm boys, but that's what it feels
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah. That like old school style wrestling strength.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Just like the burly,
It's fun. It's fun. It's
barrel chested.
yeah.
Yeah. So the Viking Raider goes over. I don't know where they're going with the storyline, but it should be interesting.
Well, because his tag
Tozawa
team,
gets involved.
right, and that's who. Because what's his name? You just said the other guy. He came to
Tozawa?
the he came to his defense,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when he's like, pick on somebody your own size. What's his? You just
It's just
the
a
other
little
guy.
guy.
Yeah,
So that should be fun. I want to see that match. Tozawa versus the Viking Raider.
yeah. I don't know. You better run. You better run.
That's funny. So next up, Jimmy, the main event.
Yeah.
Street fight. American Nightmare versus Nakamura. I found this match to be boring, Jimmy. Were you
I
bored
thought
with it?
I thought it had a good ending, but yeah, I kind of felt like, yeah, I agree. I think for it being like a street match or whatever, there was a lot of like in the ring, like submission, like locked in and stuff. And I'm like, and the crowd was calling for the table. I'm like, and then they got the table and didn't even do anything with it.
Finally got the table. Exactly. But then it was like just it was weak. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Cody goes over, which sucks because it's like he has to win, but it's like Nakamura's not doing he's not doing anything.
I mean, again, there's like so many things that we've already discussed. Like it has that classic heel feel to it. It's kind of pandering to the kids and with the spray. Mm-hmm. So like it's a mashup of those two things that probably doesn't work for us the most. Like now, I thought it was entertaining when he sprayed the ring side guy. Like that was fun. Yes. And then Cody was like, Cody the ultimate face. What do you call baby face?
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate baby face, checking on the bell operator and making sure he's okay. And that's when he comes over and gets Nakamura. How do you say his name?
Nakamura. You're saying it perfectly.
Nakamura, yeah,
Shinsuke.
Yeah. Shinsuke. Yeah, that's when Shinsuke Nakamura comes over and like gets the advantage on. So it had that feel of good guy, bad guy for the kids. Mm-hmm. The kid, like a kid, probably loved this match. Like a 12-year-old was probably talking about this match. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, so some of the stuff just isn't for us. So I'm sure Cody will enter the Royal Rumble and go from there. Who's going to win the Rumble, Jimmy? Punk? Cody?
Well, I mean, there was I don't know, because I don't know who I don't know who all's in it. There's still people announcing, right? Like, because we think Drew McIntyre is going to wrestle. Because I would like to see Drew McIntyre win it, but if he's wrestling in a singles match, is he even in it? Like, I don't know. Is Damien? I don't know. I kind of root for like the bigger guy.
I don't want to see. I never want to know who's in the Rumble. I just want to see people come out.
Yeah, I mean, I love when you hear the music start playing and they're coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not knowing who's, just out of the stuff that's going on, I'd like to see like a Damian Priest win it. I'd like to see.
Well, he's already got the briefcase.
I know. Well, I know. So he's not going to win. I don't know. Again, it all depends on. So if they win the Rumble, they get a title match, right?
They get to choose main event in WrestleMania.
Main event,
either the heavyweight championship with
so
Seth Ass or Roman. Same thing with the women.
I think CM Punk wins it then.
You
That's
think
who
CM Punk wins it?
I think. Unfortunately, but in that scenario, I want Drew McIntyre for sure. That's who I would want. Would be
To
Drew
win.
Mc to win it and get a title shot. Yeah. Yep.
Who won
But then I
last
also
year?
would like to see Cody Rhodes. So man, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
yeah,
Cody, I guess he doesn't necessarily have to win to get a title shot if he's wrestling Roman. You know what I mean?
yeah, oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like,
If he's wrestling Roman.
well, so it's not gonna be any of the guys in the Fatal 4-Way then that win.
Could be.
To get a
People
rematch.
have done that
Oh,
before.
yeah. So there you go. So okay. So is if you do the Fatal 4-Way. So there's a scenario, right? Fatal 4-Way. Reigns wins, and then Randy Orton wins the Rumble, and then main event at WrestleMania is Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns.
At
Does that make sense?
WrestleMania?
That you said if he wins the Rumble, he gets to pick.
He gets to pick, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Randy Orton will win the Rumble. He loses the Fatal 4-Way. You know, Reigns wins Fatal 4-Way. Randy Orton wins the Rumble, and then he wrestles Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Yeah.
So who's Cody going to wrestle? What about
Seth
The Rock?
Rollins is going to lose the title, and then Cody Rhodes will wrestle whoever has that title. Ooh, hey,
No. Because
no.
He's got to wrestle Roman. He has to wrestle Roman.
But then, so
Finish
but
this
then
story,
there's so
Jimmy.
many things though. Because so is The Rock wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? That if that's the case, then Reigns doesn't have the title, in my opinion, and that's a. You know, that's what not the head of the table. What's the other thing that they're calling it?
Yeah, they're calling it the head of the table.
But there's another name for the family. They have
the head of the table. That's what they're calling it.
Okay, the head of the table, the tribal chief match. So you got Rock versus if Rock and Roman Reigns are wrestling for the tribal chief head of the table match. I don't think Roman Reigns has the title at that point. That match is hyped enough. You don't need a title involved. So someone else can have the title at WrestleMania. So now you got two big matches that you can do at WrestleMania. You can have that match, and you can have it. But then if you're the title holder, do you want to be outshined? Because no matter what, Roman Reigns versus The Rock is going to be the number one match. And then now all of a sudden your championship title match isn't the main event. I don't know, man. I'm confusing myself right now.
I know it's weird, right?
Right. Sorry.
So you're saying Cody? You're saying Cody's going to have the title at WrestleMania?
I don't know, man. I think someone else could have the title, and then Cody Rhodes could win the Rumble and then face them. Like there's so many. Yeah, wrestling's doing a good job of making me think about all this. The writers.
Like you said, I don't think.
Man, I just got really.
The Rock may wrestle Roman at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Man, I just hope there's no title in that match because then I feel like Rock can't. Are they going to make it a non-title match? You know, because
I know that's stupid.
Rock's definitely not winning the title. He's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, there's no way Roman Reigns can have the title if he's wrestling The Rock, because that just throws in that this is a non-title match, and then that way The Rock, then The Rock is winning anyway. So yeah.
Roman hasn't been pinned. I can't remember how many days, but
be pinned. Mm-hmm. No, he doesn't even need to be. AJ Styles can be pinned by somebody else. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Jimmy, let's get to
right there.
Yeah, I'm so after Royal Rumble. I think some of the dust is gonna settle, and then maybe we can.
We'll have a way better idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a better idea. But WrestleMania is not until April, so.
It's not that, man. Time flies right now for me, anyways. Mm-hmm. We'll blink and it'll be April.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah.
So let's go over some wrestling terms, and I have a lot, so we'll rapid fire here, okay?
All right.
So I feel like
And I'm supposed to
everybody.
describe what these mean.
What's that?
I'm supposed to say like what I think these mean.
What do you think they mean, or if you know,
If I
or
know.
just
All
kind of
right.
use
Man,
context
I hate
clues?
tests. I'm gonna get like a D minus probably.
All right, all right. First one, Jimmy. Kayfabe. What does kayfabe mean?
How do you? What country of origin?
English. It is spelled Kay Fabe Fabe.
No idea.
You don't know what it means?
Not at all.
All right. This is more like like an old term. The presentation of professional wrestling as being entirely legitimate or unscripted prior to the mid 1980s, this was universally maintained across all wrestling territories and promotions.
Is there
So,
any kayfabe going on today?
no,
Not at all.
no. To
All right.
save kayfabe, make it, it's like you putting on like portraying that is still real. Like back in the day, you would have the heels wrestle or dress in one locker room, and the faces dress in another locker room to
Yeah.
keep kayfabe. You know?
Yep. And now they're high fiving and hanging out in the back. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So kayfabe. All right,
Yeah.
next one up, Jimmy. Pop. What does pop mean?
Like the soda pop up in my refrigerator?
Yeah, POP.
Is that when I don't man, I'm gonna fail miserably. I don't know.
Pop. What does a pop mean in wrestling terms?
Is that like when someone smacks somebody and it makes a loud noise? I don't know.
No, you're close. But a pop
Oh
is
wait. Is that when you're making a noise?
no,
When you're
it's not.
okay. All right, darn.
A pop is a cheer or positive reaction from the crowd.
Okay. So when Uso's going
Or
that's
just like if you hear the glass break and Stone Cold comes out and the reaction, it's called the pop.
that's the pop. All right.
That's
Yeah.
the pop. You want to hear the
So
crowd pop.
if X Pac comes out to
Climax.
the DX music, we're gonna see a pop.
We're gonna hear, yeah, like
All
get
right.
the crowd to pop. You know,
All right.
get them excited,
When
get them up.
CM Punk came back,
Huge
it was
pop.
like a huge pop. Yeah.
Yeah, huge
All right.
pop.
I got
So
you.
that's what you live
Man,
for. All right.
0 for 2. Keeping
Okay.
terrible.
Here's a potato.
What?
Potato.
You say potato, I say potato. So
All right. You know what potato means?
I have no idea, Ray. This is terrible.
A potato in wrestling terms means a strike to the head which makes real contact. It's called a potato.
Coming in hot.
Mm-hmm. Like it makes contact. It's a potato.
Yeah.
It's like
That makes sense. That's actually a
Yeah.
really good term for that.
All right. All
Man,
right.
I'm
Next
not
one up.
any. I already know I'm not getting any.
Receipt. Jimmy. Do you know what receipt means in wrestling terms?
It's like a contract. When you
All right. So a receipt is a term of returning a particularly stiff move back to a wrestler. This is usually done when a wrestler is being legitimately hit by his or her opponent's blows. And the wrestler being hit will send a legitimate move or a hit back to the opponent as a wordless reminder to not hit so hard. Can also be used to refer to others aspect of the wrestling presentation, such as going into business for himself in a promo. That's a receipt.
All right. It's like, all right, that's enough hitting me. If you don't stop.
Like, hey man, cool. Like if you're hyped up, Jimmy, and you're really hitting me, and I'm like, this son of a gun is really laying into me. You know, I'm gonna pop you one time and tell you to settle down. That's a receipt. You know.
I gotcha. Okay, man, I got to start thinking in these kind of terms. But I'm starting to get it.
Okay. All right. Next one up. This should be an easy one, Jimmy.
All right.
Finish.
Yeah, finishing move.
No, it's not a finishing move. Just finish.
So I don't know, a
A
signal to say that.
finish is the planned ending of the match,
Yeah, signal or whatever that the match is gonna be over. All right.
or just
Or,
a finish. It's like, what's the finish for the match?
okay.
Like
Yep.
the finish is you hit me with the stunner, and
Right.
I take the 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
That's the
Yep.
finish. All right. This is an easy one. Face.
Why is that an easy one?
It's an easy one. Face.
Like just saying face.
Face. Could also refer to blue-eyed or baby face.
Oh yeah, a good guy.
The good guy. There you
The
go.
good guy. All right.
And in the UK they're called blue eyes, and in
Okay.
Mexico they're called technicos.
Technicos?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Those are the faces, the good guys. A wrestler who is heroic, who is booked to be cheered by fans. That is a face. All right.
All right. Yep.
Heel.
That's when you step. That's the back of your foot. It's like when you can get plantar fasciitis.
In wrestling terms.
No, that's the bad guy, the guy
The bad guy, the heel.
everybody hates. Yep.
Mm-hmm. In Mexico, it's called a rudo.
Rudo.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Rudo and technical.
Rudo and Technico.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one up, Jimmy. Jobber.
A jobber is someone that's like, oh, that means like, is that good? Does it mean you're good at pretending like you're hurt or something? I don't know.
A jobber is a wrestler who routinely loses in order to build the credibility of other wrestlers.
Gotcha.
A jobber.
That's a good one.
So someone that just like is out there just doing the job to make the other person better.
Right now is a jobber.
I mean, a jobber usually is someone that you don't see on TV for like a lot. Like they get somebody like from that town to enhance the talent. So
gotcha.
All right. Job.
I don't know. This is terrible.
Doing the job, Jimmy.
Just doing the job.
Doing the job. What does job mean?
Losing the match.
That is correct.
Yeah.
See, look at you, Jimmy.
Got one right. Check me out.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right. Here's another one. Over.
Getting over, like becoming popular, like finally getting your shot and getting it done.
Okay.
Right? Was that close?
It's super close. Okay, so over is achieving the desired crowd reaction with the audience buying into the performer or gimmick. Faces who are over will be cheered, and heels who are over will be booed. Sometimes particular aspects of performer presentation may be over, such as a specific chant or move that they perform in the ring, without the performer themselves being considered over. Building a rapport with the audience is described as getting over.
Gotcha. All right, I was close enough. I'm gonna give.
I'll give you that one. All right. Work could be a noun or a verb on this one.
Man, I failed English. I don't even know what that means.
Work? Oh, noun or verb.
Yeah, you're speaking another language to me. A work. Didn't we just do something similar to that?
A work.
I couldn't tell you exactly what it means. I mean,
Here's the noun definition: anything planned to happen, or a rationalized lie, the opposite of shoot. Okay, that's the noun. A work. Verb: the meta single body apart over the course of a match entirely angle. Oh no, that's not it. The deceive or manipulation an audience in order to elicit a desired response. A work.
That's the one I was. That's so what
something that is like fake.
Yeah.
It's work.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Shoot.
Like that's, I don't know. Like
Kind of
like a,
goes hand in hand with worked.
to me, shoot means like we're gonna like when you're shooting a scene, like a talking and so I don't know.
A shoot when a wrestler or personality deliberately goes off script, either by making a canon comment or remarks during an interview, breaking kayfabe, or legitimately attacking an opponent, is a shoot. So
Maybe that's what they were saying on TikTok when Drew McIntyre. Are they letting him go full shoot? I think he was saying that too.
shoot interview or shoot promo.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, I gotta write all these down. I'm pretty sure by the end of this, everybody's gonna say, "I don't know that Jimmy should be on this podcast. He doesn't really know wrestling."
Here's another one, Jimmy.
All right.
This is all right. A worked shoot.
Whoa. Okay, so a worked shoot. What did we just say? A shoot was man. I don't know. Now you done got me all discombobulated.
All right. A work shoot is a phenomenon of a wrestler seemingly going off script, often revealing elements of the out of the universe reality, but actually doing so as a fully planned part of the show. Notably, an example of a work shoot is CM Punk's Pipe Bomb promo on June 27th, 2011 on Monday Night Raw. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A worked shoot.
Barely makes sense.
So a work shoot could have been the promo with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. So it's like we're going to go out there and you're going to tell me how you really feel, which is a shoot, but it's worked to where we're working it in as part of the...
Gotcha. So they were off script, but it all comes together for their...
But deliberately went off, like we're going to go off script. This is what you're going to say. This is what I'm going to say. But in reality, it's like a work shoot.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Man.
We're getting there. This is all a bunch of wrestling lingo. Sell.
To like sell, like selling a move, like you're doing a good job of making it look like the move was right.
To react to something in a way which makes it appear believable or legitimate to an audience. Typically refers to a physical action by a wrestler of making an opponent's move look impactful, but it can also be used to refer as an aspect of a worked presentation, notably including commentator's reaction.
This is wild, man. There's this many wrestling terms.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Jimmy, a spot. What is a spot?
A spot is what I was saying earlier when they're on camera and they're getting a chance to talk trash or something like that, right?
No.
Or they're in the ring with the mic. Or I don't. That I'm wrong. I have no idea.
A spot is any planned action of a series of actions in a match. Variations include high spots, comeback, hope spots, and take-home spots. Yeah. So spots are just like moves within the match, like segments within the match. So
like this spot, we're going out of the ring to the announcer.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like the spot to where the spot, it's like, all right, you're going to do the spot off the turnbuckle and we're going to go straight into the finish.
Yep.
You know?
All right. Yep. That makes sense.
So wrestlers will be like, all right, Jimmy, you're going to hit me. You're going to hit me with the heat. Wait till my comeback, hit the high spot and go straight into the finish.
I would be listening to one of these behind the conversations between two wrestlers, and they're going to be saying work, shot, and work, and spot, and you're the heel, and I'm the face. And I would just be so confused. I'd be like, what are these guys talking about?
I mean, I'm sure you'll get privy if you're like training to be a wrestler. You'll figure, like this they probably have classes.
I just happen to be training to be a wrestler, by the way.
There you go. Swerve, Jimmy.
Ooh,
What is a swerve?
a swerve is sounds like going off. That would to me, I would think that would be going off script in a match. Like I don't know, like the spot didn't work, so you kind of swerved and fixed it. I don't know.
You're close. A sudden change in direction of a storyline to surprise the fans. Often, it involves one wrestler turning on an ally in order to join a supposed mutual enemy. Swerves frequently start feuds between the former allies. This also refers to them when a booker leads fans to believe that something is going to happen or someone could appear at a show before doing something entirely different. Swerve. So Heartbreak Kid kicking Marty Jannetty, swerve,
Right.
the ultimate swerve.
Hulk Hogan having the NWO shirt on.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
I got you.
Yes. Yes. All right. Hot tag, Jimmy.
Hot tag.
Hot
The
tag.
tag team. Is this a tag team thing?
It is.
Hot tag is when the guy is wrestling and his partner hits him on the back to come into the ring. Without
No, you're close.
darn it.
Hot tag. In a tag team match, the faces tag to a fresh partner after several minutes of being dominated by both heels, usually immediately follows by a freshly tagged partner getting into a quick burst offense. Often the hot tag appears after several teas. Huh?
I should have known that. That's
So they're like,
and then they usually
finally
dive
make
to the corner and barely get
Yes.
the tag, and then the guy comes in and lands a bunch of clotheslines. Yeah.
So me and you are in tag team, Jimmy. I'm getting obliterated. I'm getting. I'm gonna make the hot tag, and then you going straight to the finish.
Heck yeah. I'm dropping some elbows.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy. This is okay. This is a kind of a PG-13 term.
Uh-oh.
Blowjob, Jimmy.
Whoa, wait, what?
What is a
You know what a
blowjob
job is?
in wrestling terms?
Yeah, I forgot what a job is, so I can't. I don't know.
A blowjob is actually a person, an attractive male wrestler used to attract groupies to events. Is a blowjob.
So it's not like any kind of it's a behind the scenes thing. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Randy Orton could be considered a blowjob because women love Randy Orton.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of an awkward term.
Yes, it's an awkward term.
How much they actually use that one.
Yeah. Okay. Blow up, Jimmy.
Like what?
Or blown up.
Like what LA Knight's doing right now?
No.
Like,
that's being over.
That's being over. Dang it.
Yeah.
I don't
Blow up. To become exhausted during a match. You're just getting blown up.
Gotcha.
So wrestlers they always return or refer to it whenever they're talking about some of their matches. It's like they always refer to Ultimate Warrior always getting blown up before the match and having crappy matches because he's blown up before he even gets in the match, even the ring, because he's running down into the.
It's like watching the Hardy Boys wrestle right now. They look worn out before they
worn out. Yeah. All right, this is a new one that I didn't know until I looked this up, Jimmy. Bonzo Gonzo.
Bonzo Gonzo.
Bonzo Gonzo.
I mean, to me, that sounds like someone that's just way off the tracks. Like they're just like CM Punk walking out, like type thing.
Bonzo Gonzo, an ending used in a tag team and other multiple party matches in which all the wrestlers are in the ring and the referee cannot restore order. Does that make sense?
Yep. It's so he doesn't even know who's the. He doesn't even know. Like
No,
he doesn't even know
everyone's
who
in there just beating up in each other. Bonzo Gonzo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, all right, we're gonna go in there. Jimmy, we're gonna do the Bonzo Gonzo spot, and then you're gonna give me the hot tag, and then we'll go straight into the finish.
Gotcha.
All right.
He didn't even know who the active wrestler. He didn't even know who the wrestler. Who's the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonzo Gonzo. Okay. Next one up, Jimmy. Excuse me. Botch. What is a botch?
Like to, man, that's when you mess up a move and someone could get hurt or something.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Something, usually a scripted move or a spoken line, which does not go as planned due to a mistake. A botch.
Yep. I got another one. That's like 3. 3 out of 25 ain't bad.
All right, Jimmy. Broadway. Also going Broadway.
Going Broadway or Broadway? Going Broadway.
It's the same thing.
I don't know. To me, that sounds like your entrance to the ring.
No, they usually don't do these anymore, unless it's like a special match.
I don't know. Like
Broadway is a match that ends in a time limit draw.
Oh man, yeah.
So like when they have the hour-long Broadways, like hour-long matches.
When is the last time that's happened?
Exactly. It's been a while.
And I think I've seen it happen only a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Bust open, Jimmy.
Bust open like someone bleeding? Like Ric Flair's hair is all red? Is that what that means?
It's actually called a crimson mask, Jimmy. When they're covered in blood, it's called a crimson mask.
Right.
Bust open to start to bleed, usually from the head after being hit with something like a chair, or typically, but not always, after blading.
After cutting themselves with a blade that they have hidden. All right. Yeah. So I went a little overboard with the.
I mean, you were there. You were there. Yeah. Next one up, cheap heat.
Cheap heat?
Cheap heat.
Cheap. So like a cheap shot, but it's like a potato. It's like a potato that's a cheap shot. Like, is that like? I don't know. It's a cheap shot.
I guess you need to learn the term of heat, which I don't think I have this on the list.
I don't know.
Okay. Cheap heat. What is that? Of a negative crowd reaction by insulting the crowd in masses, typically by bringing up something unrelated to the wrestling business, such as mocking a local town or sports team, usually used in a negative light. Foreign heel wrestlers like Iron Sheik often get this by insulting whatever country they're performing in.
Yep. So yeah, I got you.
Hey, what are you eating, buddy? I thought my dog was eating something crazy. So cheap heat.
All right. Yep. That makes sense. So
Easy,
heat is
right?
You get when heat sounds like when you get the crowd mad at you.
Yes.
All right. So cheap heat is like saying Tennessee Titans firing their coach. They didn't deserve that.
Like it's a good, yeah. It's just cheap. It's like you're automatically going to get a reaction. It's easy. Low hanging fruit.
I went for some cheap heat just now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Jimmy. So, cheap pop.
All right. Pop. So that's doing something cheap to get the crowd excited. Like when Daniel Bryan goes, yes. Or Bryan Danielson.
You're close. Think of like the cheap pop. Cheap heat. So cheap pop.
Oh, so yeah. So like, finally, The Rock has come back to San Diego. I got you. Like
okay, there you go.
Positive about their town.
It says here, kissing up to the crowd. Mick Foley would often do this by saying, "It's great to be here." Insert name of city or state, right?
Yeah.
While The Rock would begin many promos with saying, "Finally, The Rock has come back to insert city or state." Heels often follow the same principle by reversing to get the booed compared to a cheap heat.
Yeah. Yep.
There you
Makes
go,
sense.
Jimmy. You're getting there.
I can be taught.
There you go.
Barely, but I can be.
All right, Jimmy. Clean finish.
Clean finish. When the finishing move goes right and the pin is they get the pin.
You're close. You're really close. Clean
Yes.
finish. A match ending without cheating, outside interference, or any type of controversy.
Oh, yep.
Usually in the center of the ring after executing a finisher is a clean finish.
No out. Yep.
Just
a
like you
good
won
solid-
clean. I need to win clean. No, you know.
Right. I got you.
Okay. Color. What does color mean?
I don't know.
It's close. It's kind of the same as we talked a little bit earlier about bust open.
Is that like when you I don't know, when you're slapping someone in the chest and their turns red?
You're close. You're close. It's the amount of bloodshed in a match. It's the color.
Okay.
Okay. It's like I'm gonna give you. It's like I'm gonna bust you open the hard way so you can get some color, brother.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
This is a good one. You're not gonna know this one. Dusty finish.
Dusty finish?
If a clean finish is what we talked about, what is a dusty finish?
Is that when when you have outside help to get the victory?
That's really close, Jimmy. This one's complicated. It's a finish in which the face appears to win the big match, but the decision is later reversed due to some sort of technicality, such as interference by other heels to save the heel champion, as in the most federations, the title would not change hands on such a disqualification. Right. It can also refer to an ambiguous finish to a match where neither wrestlers can claim to be the winner. Named after Dusty Rhodes, who booked many such finishes in the NWA and later in WCW.
Would we say that the end of SmackDown was a
dusty finish?
Dusty finish,
mm-hmm.
And that's why we have a fatal 4-way now.
Correct.
All right, I gotcha.
Correct. There you go. All right, Jimmy. Dirt sheet. What does a dirt sheet mean?
A dirt sheet sounds like
this has nothing to do. I'll give you a clue. This has nothing to do with inside the ring or anything like that.
Yeah, sounds like when I don't know, when you have dirt on somebody, like I don't know, dirt sheet.
You're never gonna get this one.
Yeah, all right.
A dirt sheet is an insider newsletter or website in professional wrestling business, which sometimes is written in a negative tone or means to get the dirt.
Gotcha.
The dirt sheets. So it's like the tabloids of wrestling.
This podcast right here.
Yeah, the dirt sheet. Yeah.
Hey, that would have been a good name for
Yeah, that would have been a good sheet. All right. Good hand, Jimmy. What is a good hand?
Ham, like ham
hand, like your hand.
Oh, good hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I don't know. Sounds like when a group of people are cheering, like happy that you won, and they're giving you.
No, a good hand, a decent, skilled, dependable performer that gels with the wrestlers. He or she works with consistently puts on a good show. A good hand.
Wow. All right.
It's like he's the best hand we got in the business right now.
Oh, the hand! I should have known that. Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Yep.
He always puts people over. He does the job. He's a good hand.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Cody Rhodes. No.
Yeah. So, all right, next one up. Going into business for himself.
Leaving a tag team?
That's close. Going into business for yourself.
You mentioned something about this earlier.
Did I?
I thought you used that
Okay,
term earlier. When we were talking about someone else, he's like he's going into business for himself now.
maybe. So it means when a wrestler starts working for their own benefit rather than the mutual benefit of themselves and their opponents or partners, typically by refusing to sell. We know what sell is.
Mm-hmm.
By saying something not agreed to in a promo, a type of shoot.
Gotcha. Yep. Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's, man, he's going into business for himself.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the documentary? What is it? The one about the Montreal screw job with
I mean, I know
Shawn Michaels.
I know I have.
The Ghost. What is it called? The Ghost in the Locker Room. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about. And I know I've seen it, but do I remember the details? No. I mean, I know I've seen it.
Vince McMahon went into business for himself in that documentary.
Yes, he did. Yes. Yep.
So, all right, the hard way, Jimmy.
The hard way? That's like a poker term.
What is the poker term?
Isn't it like a poker term, like to the hard way or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, in wrestling, Jimmy, it means a wrestler drawing blood by any means other than blading, typically from a legitimate strike or potato.
Oh yeah, so Drew McIntyre, when he headbutted Seth Rollins, he
got color the hard way.
He got cut, yeah, the hard way. Yep. All right.
See, Jimmy, we're learning today, Jimmy.
We are. I'm gonna forget half of this though.
All right, we got 4 left, Jimmy. Okay.
All right.
Payoff. What is a payoff?
Winning the title after all the work you've done. The end of your story.
The culmination of an angle or storyline with the intention of providing a gratification from the fans. Typically involves a face finally overcoming a dominant heel.
Okay. Yep.
Absolutely right, Jimmy.
Absolutely
works. Right. All right, Jimmy. What is a mark?
Oh, a mark?
A mark.
I know it, but I can't think of how to word it. Like, a mark is somebody that, like, he's a.
I think you got it.
Huh?
I think you got it.
I can't get the words.
All right. A mark is a wrestling fan who enthusiastically believes or behaves as though they believe professional wrestling is not staged or loses sight of the stage nature of the business while supporting their favorite wrestlers. The term is often used for the example to refer to the people who have a little or no knowledge about the business, which is an insider can refer to all wrestling fans. So marks. That someone's like basically like a fanatic.
Yeah.
Believes that wrestling is real.
I think I would have been a little bit off base on that. That's interesting.
Okay. A mark. So you would say that Paige, the 1 foot flipper, is a mark for the Trash to Cash podcast.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yep.
Huge mark. So, all right, Jimmy. Next one up. Money mark.
Money mark.
Mm-hmm.
No, what? Someone
Money
that
mark.
believes that it's real, but yeah, I don't know.
Money mark. Someone who founds or invests in a wrestling promotion mainly to associate with wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
Often willfully or ignorantly disregarding financial risk or profit-focused investors would avoid.
Man, I need me a mark for old school flips.
A money mark.
I need a money mark.
You need a money mark.
Flips for sure.
Someone that's invested in.
Yeah. They don't care about the repercussions. They just want to help.
They want to be part of the. You know, in Japan, there's a ton of money marks in Japan that like American wrestlers will go over there and they take them out to eat and they
That's
give them all
wild.
this. Yeah,
I get
dude,
it.
yeah.
It's a thing for sure. Yeah, I
So, all
believe
right,
that for sure.
smart mark or smark.
A smart mark.
A smark.
What would make a mark smart? I don't know.
All right, Jimmy. Someone who has inside knowledge of the wrestling business, but is not speaking from their own personal experiences with the business and has typically obtained that knowledge through dirt sheets, often used as a term of discernment for known it all fans. Smart mark.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not a smart mark at all then. Not at all.
So that's it, Jimmy. That
Man,
is
that was brutal.
some of the wrestling
Now
terms.
let's see how many of those I retain. I'll never forget potato.
I think you'll retain a lot of them.
Potato's my favorite one.
The potato getting hit,
Yeah.
boom, getting hit, getting
Potato
cut
on
open
potato.
the hard way.
The hard way. Yeah. All right. Yeah. See, I got you.
I mean, you know, finish,
Getting color the hard way. All right.
getting color the hard way,
Yep. All right.
getting busted open, cheap heat. You'll know that one.
Heat. Oh, no, I forgot that one.
Cheap heat. Remember?
Oh yeah. Talking about the sports team in your town.
Yeah. Swerve. That's an easy one.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You got shoot, work, job, over,
Man, I don't know.
receipt.
Oh, receipt. Yep, I got receipt. Yeah, when you get a potato and then you get a potato back to say, "Hey, stop with the potatoes."
Exactly. Good hand.
Good hand. Wow. Yeah, someone that's good at helping people get over, right?
It's like a technical wrestler, like
Yeah.
Bret the Hitman Hart is a good hand.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, can you come up with a sentence of what you learned, Jimmy?
Not at all. I just did. I said, keep them potatoes coming, and I'm gonna give you. What did I say?
Get you that receipt.
That receipt. If you keep it up, I'm gonna swerve to someone else.
Yeah. So
Keep it up, and we're gonna swerve.
Do you think what percentage do you think that people know these terms?
2% at best.
2%.
And that's the people that watch wrestling.
Just a bunch of smart marks like myself probably are the only ones that know it, right?
No, I'm sure. I mean, man, I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and I've only heard of a couple of those.
Heel and face.
I feel like because there's definitely a lot of people that know it. People that have been reading, like, because there used to be magazines and stuff you could read about this.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Pro
you
Wrestling
read
Inside.
Yep. So I mean,
The dirt sheets, Jimmy.
The dirt sheets. There you go. So if you've been reading that stuff for a long time, you've probably seen these and heard these a lot. I've just watched. I don't know. I just watched wrestling. Well, they're all kind of new to me, man. That's wild.
But now it's good to know him because you kind of like, oh man, he's going off script, or this could be a shoot interview. You know, it's like he's going into business for himself.
Into business for himself.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna have to watch this episode back so I can, because
there's like a Wikipedia. You just type in like wrestling terms.
I'm gonna watch
there's
this
a ton of them.
30 minutes again, just to refresh on some
there
of
you
these
go.
stuff.
Let me know, guys, in the chat, what's your favorite wrestling term, or if you learned anything with these wrestling terms. Do you talk? Sometimes I'll say these, Jimmy, not knowing that you don't know what they mean.
Yeah, I think that's why we're having this moment right now. Ray's been dropping them. He's like, "What's going on?" Jimmy didn't even react to that. Does he know?
So, yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for watching Pedigree, a pro wrestling podcast. This was fun, Jimmy. I had a lot of fun educating.
Yep. I'm gonna go for some cheap heat before we leave.
Hey, okay. Who are you gonna make? You gonna make fun of the Titans again?
Hey, no, I'm gonna make fun of these YouTubers watching YouTube. Go find something better to do. What are you doing watching YouTube?
There you go.
Go get some yard work done.
There you go. There you go. Well, guys, thank you so much. My name is Ray,
I'm Jimmy,
and this has been Pedigree, a pro wrestling podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. See y'all.